Hi Taurus, welcome to your mid to end of the month April reading. Just know that this of course is general. You can swap around the characters. My readings aren't date specific, and also feel free to check out your moon and rising sign. So without further ado, let's just jump in. Your overall energies that you're going to be working with currently are universal love, which is always lovely, discernment, which is basically being able to view the world and other people from a place of detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom, and throat chakra, which is all about expressing your emotions, what's in your heart, and mind. So overall, you are going to be creating with the universe, with source, with a God, with your angels and guides, whatever you believe in. And universal love activates our connection, the connection that we feel with each other, to our planet, and to the whole of existence itself. So how can you basically feel more connected with everything and everyone in your life, and speak from this place of universal love. Speaking of speaking, the throat chakra supports our self-expression and our sense of peace and balance. So that is another theme for you, creating more peace and balance in your life. And then discernment supports our ability to view the world and other people around us from a place of inner balance, yet again, and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom. So for numerology, you have 44, which basically means that you're going to be co-creating with the universe at large, with God and source in your inner being and spirit guides. 5 is all about rolling with the changes with ease and grace. And, there's going to be a lot of changes. And the number 2, which is talking about balance again and being able to hold duality. So now that you understand these general energies that you're going to be working with, let's dive into the story that you are currently seeking advice on. So we have 2 characters here, and it's really interesting how the animal totems wanted to show up for you. So currently you are presenting as moth and beaver. So it's rather interesting because there is this current you that is showing up, and the buffalo oyster is who you're becoming. So it's rather interesting that Spirit wanted to give you a heads up on more of your path. So this is more about your future. And then this other person, they have experienced a lot of transformation and overcoming devil energy, or just dark energy, or addiction, trauma, bondage, abuse, anything like that. They have totally gone through this rebirth and regeneration inside of themselves. And in their past, they were very isolated, alone, shy, troubled, a lot of chaos and just reactionary, perhaps, and just very I want to say bored. They would vacillate between being bored and kind of having their energy wasted on things, to being very reactionary. So they've clearly done a lot of work on themselves. So here's the thing. What I was seeing with you as this moth and beaver is that you, Taurus, have been kind of working step by step, methodically working on creating some kind of environment or some kind of sense of stability or security or home or foundation for yourself. So it's almost like just so you can have like a little hobby or something that's very creative. Um, I hope that makes sense. It's almost like you've just been kind of like, oh, it's just little me like working over here on my little hobby, and hopefully one day I'll get there. And this is just, I don't know, it's almost like you just didn't see, it's almost like you didn't see yourself or how amazing you are or whatever. It's almost like you've just been like, oh, it's just little me, Taurus, just like over here working along, and I kind of have this like little hobby, but it's really not anything really. And then in comes this person who is who has ascended to such a level of, I want to say, mastery, that they have inspired something within you where you are now starting to move in from, oh, it's just little me, Taurus, working on this little hobby, no big deal, to this, I don't know, with this buffalo, it's spirituality in action, divine spiritual power in action. And then with the oyster, it's all about broadcasting that and communicating that. So I don't know if this person has kind of created some kind of loud thunderclap in your heart and your mind and your soul and spirit that has kind of you're like, oh hell no, it's not just little me, Taurus, I am freaking amazing, and it's time for me to be a mover and a shaker and start really expressing myself and being a power to be reckoned with. And I don't know, there's just something very profound about the shift that you've made and the path that you now find yourself on. So you might be bringing that little hobby into the forefront, and people are going to be like, what, Taurus? Why didn't you tell me you were working on this? This is amazing. And you're going to be like, oh, oh my gosh, I thought it was just like, but people are going to be blown away by you, Taurus. So, so basically, those are the animal totems, and now I have some fairy cards, and then we'll end with some spirit guide messages. And yes, you got the soulmate card, Taurus. So let's just jump into the fairies. You got the death card, which can mean many things, and I think that this kind of modesty, or it's almost like you had a big dream, Taurus, maybe, that you thought it was too late for you, or you didn't feel like you were enough, or I don't know, there's some kind of dream that kind of felt like it died, or something, but that is not the case, because it's being enlivened and being brought back to life. And you know, there's this whole power that's being ignited inside of you. The other meaning is that I think that this person, or at least the effect of this person that is that they are having on your life, is going to stick with you forever. there's some kind of permanency. You're a lot more solid, that's for sure. And I also feel that you are uncovering what's in your heart. So, okay. So yeah. So, basically the honesty card, which is basically my heart is on my sleeve. Like I have something to be really honest and heartfelt about. That's my heart-centered truth. And feeling, raw, exposed, having a palpitating heartbeat, and maybe your lip is quivering, and it's all of this stuff that has been not seen by a lot of people, because you have this very tough, hard to get through exterior. And so most people feel like they can only get so close to you, Taurus. But somehow this person, probably because of everything that they've overcome within themselves, they don't believe this, Taurus, not for a minute. And so they're able to see your real heart. They're able to just get inside your heart, and maybe that's a bit overwhelming, because this is basically cracking your heart. Your heart is cracking open. That's okay. So you've been here. Oh, it's just little old me. I have all this stuff inside of my heart, but it's just this. But then this person comes along, thunderbolt clap, cracks open your heart. And now we even have this oyster, another cracking open. So this is a huge thing of your heart cracking open. I even want to say any plans that you had, because the beaver is a planner. The beaver is a planner. And I even want to say that the foundation that the beaver was creating, the foundation that you were creating has cracked as well, because it was a foundation that was being built on top of something inauthentic. And so this person is helping you become more authentic and more open and who you really are, and helping you express that. So the moth, who you really are, your heart, is getting to be expressed. All of this creative energy, all of these ideas are starting to be able to be seen and expressed in a very profound way. And so you are experiencing a lot of unity and love at first sight and being electrified. And it's just really, really beautiful what you and this person have, that this person pretty much entered the scene at the perfect time to crack you open so that you can become the highest version of yourself, because they've already ascended and overcome all of their crap. And so when you came along, or when they came along and saw you, they didn't buy your whole spiel for a second, Taurus. They could see you. You could not basically hide. You tried to hide. You tried to cloak yourself, because perhaps you were probably hurt in the past and you were trying to protect this part of you. But they did not buy this for a second, and this is all they saw. And so, of course, you are just feeling so loved and electrified and turned on and loved and just loved up. I mean, look at that. And to top it all off, you got the soulmate card. And you have flexibility and the fates. So this is definitely a fated encounter, a fated rendezvous. And I think flexibility is showing up because in the past you were very rigid. You weren't flexible. You maybe kept people at an arm's length away. But now that your heart is being cracked open, you're learning to be creative and get in this creative flow and be more flexible and be more you, and maybe be more flexible in feeling vulnerable and feeling all these feelings, being emotionally flexible. Okay, so that's super amazing, Taurus. So now we're going to dive into this person, this this power to be reckoned with. Both of you are powerhouses, okay, Taurus? This person might be a little bit older as well because, I don't know, it just feels like they have a little bit more life experience, or they've had more time to overcome certain things in their life. Obviously this is a very intuitive person, a person that can feel, that maybe even has psychic abilities. And the reason why they were able to see past your rigid front, your all of that exterior, and just be able to just weave right into your heart. So yeah, they are very, very intuitive. You are the answer to their prayers. They are doing a little rain dance over here. They just love you. And the more that you show them your heart and show the real you, they just fall in love with you even more. And you bring so much joy to their life. And yeah, you make them feel more hopeful, more excited, all of that really great stuff. They are also in a huge time of transformation. They have already gone through a lot of transformation, but they are still, I think that this person's life path is just a perpetual continuation of forever transformation. They might be a Scorpio, because they have a lot of those themes of rebirth and death and overcoming the dark things, the devil energy, all of this stuff. So yeah, they also feel like they've hit the jackpot with you. And I just want to show you the mirroring. Look at that. That's so cool. So yeah, they just feel like they hit the jackpot with you. Like things are aligning so well. The two of you are so aligned so beautifully. And but yeah, they are it seems like they are in this constant process of transmuting energy. And they're probably highly empathic, like you, Taurus. And wow, this is just a very unique, intense person. Intense in a really good way. But they basically are able to transmute the darker, denser energies on this planet. They were born with a very special ability that not a lot of people possess, where they can hold darker, denser energies and transmute them for others who can't. So they can bring a lot of ease and healing to pain, to people in pain. They are a healer for sure. They are a healer. I'm not sure if they're aware of that, but they are a healer in a lot of ways. They are a free spirit and are constantly trying to push the boundaries and push beyond what's ever done before. And they beat to their own drum. And I'm also hearing birds of a feather flock together, so they are a kindred spirit to you. And yeah, they're just a free spirit. I think that they're a little bit of a rebellious. They they are a little bit of a rebel. I think that they have led a pretty off the beaten track kind of life. So I think that they're used to that. So they're kind of wanting to come forward and say a little bit about their past. This Jidahobyab is basically talking about what they have overcome. And to them, it was a really big, freaking, hairy, ugly ass monster. And it caused them a lot of pain and trauma and abuse. But they did overcome it, and they did struggle with feeling very, very lonely, very isolated, and very hurt, maybe even like they were broken or damaged goods or something like that. But they always looked to the stars, and they always prayed to God, and always tried to look up, despite what they have been through. And maybe I think that they did have support that they didn't even realize, because I'm just kind of seeing like she doesn't even realize what she's sitting on. Like she doesn't realize that she has a friend with her. Like she thinks it's just a rock, but it's actually a friend that's supporting her and everything. So they did feel very alone, but they were never alone. They were always supported in some way. So this is just kind of talking about what they have overcome. They feel like they have an amazing, beautiful, auspicious new beginning with you. You make them feel very lucky, and you also make them feel totally brand new and positive and joyful and giddy and everything. The maiden is basically the seed of a potential of a dream before it's ever tainted with any kind of fear or doubt or anything like that. And so this is just the purity. And also the two of you might connect on a very childlike level or at your core essence. So this is just really, really beautiful. And it seems like they have this effect on you where they're able to just take down your walls, take off your masks, and have a very healing effect. They are a healer. They're I don't know if I would say that they are like an active healer, but just being in their presence for anyone is very healing. That's just what they do. The moment that they enter a room, they are taking in people's energies and transmuting it. It's almost like they can't help it. There is a term for it. I wish I could remember what it is, but basically there are certain kinds of really gifted individuals that are basically a magnet for pain, which is compounded by any trauma that they experienced when they were a child. But even if they heal all that, they're still they draw people in. And so if you just put them on any kind of crowded street in a city, they will be almost unconsciously taking in the pain of others and transmuting it. That's just what they do. They just take in energy and they transmute it. It's similar to an empath, but this is like on steroids. They specifically take in the denser energies of people and on the planet, and they heal it. So when they're around you, they're drawing out anything that is hidden and anything that needs to be healed, anything and everything. So you're going to feel very, very vulnerable with this person, because they're going to be able to see all of your pain, all your trauma, all your scars, and all your wounds pretty much instantly. And it's going to be doubly difficult because you're not used to showing that. You're used to showing, I am strong, nothing can hurt me, you can throw arrows and bullets at me and I won't break. This is kind of what you've been showing to people and presenting as, but now around them, at least, you feel very raw and exposed and also very connected to them and very lit up. It's just all of this energy all at once. And they are showing up as the divine masculine. We have yang here, so it seems like they are wanting to create, they are wanting to provide for you and create an environment around you, a structure to help you feel safe and cared for and loved, truly, truly loved. They are a very loyal, genuine person. And they're really good at manifesting. They actually have a really open third eye, and they work really well with. They're more visual. They're more of a visual person, and also they imagine a future with you. Is what I'm hearing. They're just imagining a life with you and imagining co-creating with you and being with you and all of these things. Is there anything else? They're wanting to balance you. They're wanting to provide more ease and balance in your life, and be a source of security and stability in your life. So, Taurus, this was amazing. I really hope that this was of value to you. And if it was, please hit the like button, subscribe to be notified of future videos like this from me. And as always, know that you are so, so, so loved, and you are never, ever, ever alone. And always be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Big kiss. Mwah. Take care, Taurus. Bye.